And welcome back, everyone, to the 2023 Speed Chess Championship. James, it's all coming down to bullet. We've got a 9-9 score, and yeah, it's just coming down to this.
Yeah, we're in a bullet now. Of course, this is where Hikaru shines the most, as we all know, right? Of course, even Magnus himself said, what? Oh, hey, Hikaru, he's just a beast. Mic drop, right? So at the same time, he's going to show that here, but Magnus is going to try to do the same, as these guys now are back to even. Hikaru had the +3, right? Even Magnus had a +2. It's going back and forth here. But this is where Hikaru has a very, more than a slight favorite in the bullet here. But he is facing Magnus, and anything can happen. Anything can happen, Bach. What do you think?
And we are off, and it's a Hikaru by Magnus. The moves are going to come in fast and furious, and a quick Queen A5 by Magnus. So let's see what's going to happen. But overall, I like how Hikaru generally plays against the Hikaru. He knows how to play these positions pretty well.
In fact, this was looks like, let me see, knight f3. Oh, you played the knight f3 d5 line. Okay, knight c3. Oh, you played the two knights. Yeah, two knights is fun. Two knights is actually very fun. You get more. You can get some aggressive positions here. He's actually had some very good success with this already. Bishop h6 coming.
At h4, tricky move. Okay, the knight jumps back. Maybe just bishop f4 here, threatening a nasty fork. And he's got more space. He's got easy piece play. So I like this position a lot for Hikaru.
What's your bullet high, Bach?
I think I might have been over 3,000, but just to inform everybody, Hikaru's peak, believe it or not, is 3570.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, let that sink in. 3570.
3570, bro. That's disgusting. And then Magnus is somewhere around there. Mine, I mean, I touched 3K on chess 24. On chess 24, I hit 3K. I'm at like, my high was 2774 on chess.com. So it's nice, you know, but a 3K life is different. I'm trying to get there. We on the way, chat. Just keep hoping and dreaming. Keep working. Hoping and dreaming.
Yeah, I see Magnus here going a5 and queen b5, trying to make something happen on the queen side, but bishop b5 quickly by Hikaru. Magnus now has to trade. I know why he's paused the thing. It's an only move. And then after the trade, he's going to have to step the queen back. But a4 will still be a threat. Hikaru, by the way, also up a little bit of time.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, we have a lot of pressure. I mean, we got the open.
Wait, f7 is hanging. Wait, what is going on? You can take.
Feels good. Takes A4,
and Hikaru takes a4.
Rook e6 is even a move. Rook e6.
Yeah, but I don't think. Yeah, but you just take and take on b2, and
anyway,
it's all a little bit loose.
It is loose. He takes on a4.
Takes, okay. Okay, maybe now just bishop back or something, or defend one of these pawns. Rook e2 takes, and he can take on b7. He's still up a pawn. It's still looking good, James.
Yeah, we still have the pawn, which is important. We can take on c6 next as well if he tries to level.
Rook d3, rook e3. e3, good move.
And for the win.
Rook f8, okay, just take with the bishop or the queen. Both look good. I like bishop takes and then bishop f3. Very solid. Let's go, go, go.
Gotta move, gotta move, gotta move, gotta move, gotta move. Yeah, bishop
D1, I mean, same idea, but why? Okay, take now, take, yep. I would love to go h3 here to make sure that we never get back ranked. Bishop f3, great move, defending. Rook e6 is up. What? Yes, let's go! That's the first game.
What's wrong with him, chat? What's wrong with him? Yeah, okay, big dog.
We have a lead again.
It ain't gonna be sweet today. Let's go. Let's go.
That was crazy. I think Magnus expected queen takes, but Hikaru took with his rook. Now see again, Magnus going for this quick bishop, g5, h4, maybe g5 here. What about that, James? Then take here some g4 action, queen c8 instead, okay.
Shoot, you see the eval bar, like that was terrible. But he didn't take advantage of it, so it's cool. It's bullet chess. Remember that, it is bullet chess.
Yeah, that's a queen e2. Maybe g5, knight g6 is right up his alley, and goes bishop g4 instead. Should be 6 now. I think he's just lost the tempo here. h3 is a pretty useful move for white.
100%. Knight g6, knight e4 is coming. Takes, queen. Oh, he just, okay, trade him off. Nice. Queen f6.
Knight f4 maybe.
Trade.
I like knight f4. It opens up the e file or rook d8. Okay.
Okay, bishop f8.
Take a knight c4, knight e1 instead. b5, okay.
b5, take those, take.
Knight b3, maybe a5, a4, rook b8 also fine. Knight d3 though. Knight f4 maybe? Knight f4, there he goes.
There it is. a5, there it is.
a5, a4. Good move, knight c5. I think Hikaru's doing quite fine here. He's got a lot of space. Maybe b4 even, or knight a5 to c4.
It's definitely a fan of b4 there. Ooh, kind of annoyed by this position now. Maybe knight c4, just whatever. Just make a move. Just do something.
Knight g6, okay. He's defending the pawn on e5, so now he can move his rook. Maybe this one or the other one, rook c6 instead. Stopping Magnus from going b3, but Magnus is maneuvering quite cleverly. You see a trade?
He's finding everything. Bro, positional chess. This man knows everything, bro, in positional chess.
Rook
he just
d6.
Really good moves.
Wait,
Rook
he's
d6,
lost. Takes you, take the pawn, you hit the knight, and there's this.
Knight d2, baby. Knight d2, Bach. What you gonna do about it?
What do you do? I mean, I think king e1, but knight f4, that looks nasty. All of a sudden, the knights are jumping around. Wow. I think Hikaru's going to open up a 2-point lead.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Maybe just take the rook.
Yikes. Can't even go.
He's got him.
Can't even go.
Take with the rook, take with the pawn. Both are good. The knight's hanging. This is hanging. Let him cook. b3.
Let him cook.
Maybe take with a check. And then there's all sorts of knight jumps.
All kind of checks right now. Is a check. I can go knight e3. Come back around.
Can also just take here. Takes on c5. Okay, take here.
First, knight
d3. That was not the move. Takes now, but after Magnus is completely fine after BC.
It's messy. Yeah, it's messy.
Okay, but now knight f4. He goes c3. Wait, the c pawn.
How do you stop this?
b3 only move.
What the?
He finds a c2, but knight b4. There goes the b pawn.
Knight b4. Got it.
Rook c8. Rook c8.
Knight e2
takes. Okay, Hikaru better here, but can he win? Knight c6 back. Gotta go.
Maybe
should
not.
be too great fine by Magnus. Knight c6. Your knight's under attack.
Knight c6, king b3, knight d4.
Or maybe you can jump around.
Thinking that, but then king b2, and then check.
Knight c6, king b3, f6.
Yeah.
I just headed for a draw.
Yeah, it was tough. Happens. Can I get
a big miss there by Hikaru. He's gonna try to bleed the clock, but nothing can happen here. This is just gonna be a draw.
I don't have any good squares for the knight.
I mean, I think still not a terrible result. He gets a lot of time off the clock here, and he makes a draw with the black pieces, but he could have won that game. If he wins that game, I think his chances are great to win the match.
100%. 100%, guys. 23 minutes left. Every second counts here now. I like this. Move around a little bit. Yeah,
knight d6 maybe. Knight c7 also fine. But yeah, there's just
tricks,
no way to make anything happen here. You have to be careful. I mean, all of these pawns are on the dark squares that you don't allow something stupid, but now the knight just jumps back. Magnus comes back to the e3 square, and do you think it's some... I mean, you can go f5, but then you weaken the g5 pawn.
And there it is. And he also restarts the clock, too, with the 50 move timer. So now,
okay, knight d5.
50 moves is over. Got to restart.
He's going to milk a lot of time here. But ultimately, it's not going to... Yeah, ultimately, he's only up a point, so it's not going to matter that... Okay. I think he should have just taken. Because now, I mean, bishop c3, this is 97. I mean, it's...
Whoa, hey, bro.
This is looking risky.
Yeah, this is definitely
risky.
Check. Whoa, we got to breathe.
Knight c4, only move. He finds it, though. But it's looking super scary all of a sudden.
Yeah, luckily we have
knight e3, only move, but of course he finds it. You have to go knight f1 is fine. Wait, knight h2? Knight h2? Knight h2?
We got some chances?
Take.
No, it's still a draw.
Yeah, bishop e3.
We didn't get that pawn, though.
Oh, wait, knight g2 to f4 is coming. Wait, this is not over. But bishop b6, great fine by Magnus.
Check, king takes e5.
Wait, knight d3, though. Wait, checking king here, knight f4, king g6, and knight f4. Knight f2! There goes the pawn!
Oh, he takes.
Wait. Can he win this one?
That's a good question. King f3, go back. King d2.
Knight e5 is a big threat here. Magnus sees it. Okay.
The king to h3.
Hikaru makes some magic happen here. King e6, maybe?
I'm going to try. Look how much time off the clock. 21 minutes left. Okay.
King e5, perhaps? How can he win this endgame? I don't see it, but will find a way. Knight d3, maybe? Bishop d6.
Knight e5 is coming down.
King f6 now. King f6, but king e4. Magnus just in time. King e6. Nah. Clever move. Knight c5. King f3.
Knight d6. He might be zugged.
Knight e6. But he's gonna. Oh, but king e4. Oh, king e4 h. Now you're just in time.
Do I not have king b3? Weirdly.
Wait, gotta move. King f3. King e3. And it's all just a draw. King f3. Magnus takes.
Close.
Okay, well, at some point you're gonna have to take the pawn. Take it. Or is he gonna go knight e7? Take it. Don't mess around here. Take the queen. Take it.
Oh, 0.7 on the clock. Oh man, he scared everybody. He's scared. What if it's a mouse slip or like a glitch or a lag?
Okay, that was a wild game, but in the end, it all ends in a draw. And Hikaru keeps a 1-point lead, and he also gets a lot of time off the clock.
Very
okay,
nice.
I don't know what to think of these bishops here. I'm not a big fan. Okay, a5. Okay, c3, nice move to free up the bishops and the knight.
So break it up. Nice little breakup. Knight on b1 is pretty gross. You have no squares, my guy. Takes. Now we have to do something else. Bishop e3. Now we have knight d2 coming. And we can't aim with f4.
But the moment you go knight d2, Magnus is going to take and give you isolated pawns. So Magnus looks comfortably better here after King Sakaz. Instead, he goes queen b8.
Bishop
c2.
c2.
Okay, knight d2 maybe, or like if he goes c4, okay. He wants to keep his pawn structure intact, makes a lot of sense.
Stops d5 as well. Temporarily, maybe not. You still probably could play d5 and then rook d8 after all the trades. As it is a weak pawn, but it's not necessary, in fact.
Magnus taking a long pause here to go b3. Okay, takes. And like knight d2, I don't see the point. I mean, he's got some pressure, but it is a pawn. Bishop c6, nice move, creating the spin along the b file. Can I move the bishop? But oh, that's a big pawn. Oh, you have to take with the queen. If you take with the knight, there's bishop a4. But this looks like a nasty endgame. Okay, take with the queen, and just go.
Yeah, so takes rook b8, knight d4. Yeah, rook b2,
yeah,
c6.
But you hang e4.
Oh, e4's hanging.
Yeah, take an e4. This is not looking good.
e5.
Or it has
knight b5.
He has to fight hard for a draw here, but it's not looking good. Knight b5, maybe bishop c2. It's falling apart. Knight f3, clever. I mean, he always finds a way. Knight d2.
Yeah, here's the bishop. Rook a1
somewhere.
E1,
okay. He's just king of 7 for Magnus now. Can Hikaru hold on here? This is an important game.
Yeah, he can definitely. I think we got enough pawns. C5 blunder. I didn't like this at all. What is this? Okay, whatever.
You just king e6 or there. Okay. He wants to sit like this with the rook on c3 and like f3, king of 2. It's looking solid for the moment. 18 seconds. Maybe okay. F4. F2 though. Okay, 5 clever move.
Okay, now knight c4. E4.
Okay, you have to take f4. Move. B4, and then bishop c1 is just in time. B4 only move. No, but now you hang the pawn.
Yeah,
this is winning for Magnus.
Yikes.
No, this is lost.
B4 only move. That's a nice spot. That's a nice
B4,
spot.
it's not over yet though. King up. King up.
And then check.
Check.
Bishop d6. So
yeah, okay. He still has to finish this off though. And Hikaru will keep resisting. D4, bishop d4 maybe. Just g4 instead.
This ugly,
check.
Come on, Chad. We need that power.
Maybe
we need to
take.
Spam. Rook takes looks good.
Rook b6.
Take those.
Bishop 6 though. Drawing. It's not. But Magnus just walks the king up. Here goes the pawn. But this is way too slow. Check.
Bishop check. All right, whatever.
He
says he can't push. Please take. Take.
I
gotta be okay.
You have to try.
Right?
King d1. Wait.
Bishop something. Bishop exactly. I gotta be okay.
But I think it's just all too slow.
Practically, it has to be right.
Bishop f2. Wait. Push something. E5 and g5.
Come on,
G5.
Come on, chat. Takes. Yeah, this.
Oh, what a move! He finds it. Wait, but sit. How do you win?
That's sick.
How do you win? Sit. Bishop f2.
Question. What's this?
He's just gonna do this.
What is he gonna do?
The king over g4
and just take. Oh my goodness, that's hard to see in a bullet game. Dang.
Oh, he goes the other way. G7. Hikaru giving up the pawn. Now the funny thing is, if you go f2 just wins, right? Because the king is not in the corner.
Oh yeah.
Okay, wait. Takes. That's it. And f2 comes.
Beautiful.
And it's all even again.
It's all even again, Chad. How much time we got? 16 minutes. Oof. Every game counts. Every second, every move counts. All right, here we go. Down the regular line of Roy Lopez. D6, bishop d7. Right,
d4, Magnus switching it up. Now you can go d4 and get a lot of space.
Knight f6 is the move. I think a main move there. Actually takes and take on e4. It's like some draw stuff, but this is nice.
Okay, Hikaru does not mind this. He can go f5 and go for King Xinian counterplay, or like bishop g4, maybe trade here first so that there's no knight g5 to e6 jump.
Big fan of it. Takes f5. Oh, this is actually nice for black. Really good for black, in fact.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's Hikaru's type of position, so let's see how he will try to create some counterplay here. Rook c1, f4, f4. F4 and take. That's a big pawn. Take it.
Spink, spink. b6, knight c8, 96. Oh, he took only 4.
He wants the knight at f5, okay.
Bro.
But Magnus looks comfortably better here with the knight in e4. Bishop h6, trading off the bishops, but it all looks a little slow. d6 is going to be permanently weak. This knight in e4 is a beast.
I do like
but
his,
at least,
his idea with knight d4 coming back.
Yeah, but at least he's got the time. He's up like 20 seconds. f7 maybe to stop the invasion.
Right.
And you just got to sit here. Knight e4 perhaps?
Queen h4 also. Queen h4, king g7 maybe.
Perhaps Magnus wants to go here. Trade off the queen so that he will get access to the d6 or the c7 pawn.
Really strong. Queen h4 does stop it.
G4.
G4. But knight.
It's a big blunder.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Hikaru's sacking, but does all of this work?
I mean, you can't take after take g6.
But he's up on time. He's up on time.
Yeah,
you cannot take the pawn rook g3.
Rook g3. Rook f4. Shoot, sheesh. Rook g7. You get mated. Unbelievable.
Okay, rook g3. Magnus up a very clean pawn. Rook f8 maybe, but g7 is nasty. Queen f5 instead. Okay.
It's a clean
Rook
pawn.
c7 maybe for Magnus. This is looking good for white. Rook c7, good move. Rook f8, g7. And now the rook has to move.
Man.
Maybe this.
Yikes.
I don't know. A check on the back rank would be deadly now. Maybe just queen c1. Trade, okay.
Trade zone. Get out
Queen
the way.
e8.
We still holding.
Queen c7.
Breathe,
f6.
Chad, breathe.
There goes a pawn. e4. Take another one. e3. But just take. Take with the rook.
And check.
Check. And there's nothing.
Yeah, there's
Queen
nothing.
f1. Queen f1 kills it.
Nothing. Oh my goodness.
Queen e1. Hikaru has to resign here and keep some time for
13 minutes.
more games. Now this one is over. Take. But it's just going to be... no. Magnus is going to take the lead here. a6 or rook f3. Any, yeah. All right. Hikaru is going to have to fight back. He's now down in the match with 13 minutes on the clock.
All right, chat. We got this, right? You know, you don't panic. You just play great chess, switch things up. Do what you got to do. We are not done yet.
Magnus having a comfortable position here out of the opening. He's got the Isolani, but he's got active piece play. Bishop g5, just castles here. Hikaru has to trade and get castled quickly. But Magnus is a pretty nice bishop pair to work with here.
It is quite annoying to face this. Take 6. Okay, now we have the trade and everything's fine for black. But okay, you have the damage structure, obviously. a4, rook c1 or u1. Yeah, there we go. c1.
I don't like the fact that we're in a slightly worse endgame, but, you know, Hikaru's got the 2 knights. Maybe he can make some magic happen here, but like rook b8. This pawn is quite awkward to defend now that Magnus has pushed this pawn all the way up the board. Rook,
There's also a 94
94
coming. Exactly. 94 instantly, baby boy. Oh, that's nasty. We play 91. Interesting. Wow. Take 93.
Take.
I mean, b2 is
you hang b2, and black should be doing fine there.
That boy is definitely
Rook
going.
d2 instead. Okay, 93.
Oh,
93.
Okay. Looking a little scary. We're fine.
Rook b6 maybe. Good move by Magnus hitting the pawn. I think you cannot really hang on to it for much longer.
Right.
Eventually black's gonna have something.
Just double. G3.
Keep sending in that energy, everyone. We need a win. Takes, okay, good move. Bishop b6, rook d4.
Take.
This one might fizzle out in a draw. It's not the end of the world. There's still time for a comeback.
Yeah.
Let's see what Magnus is gonna do. And even that endgame, Hikaru will fight on. 3 or b3 maybe. Send in that energy.
Come on, chat. We need it. We need it. Let's go. We got this, chat. Well, it's only one game. That's it. Only one game. 11 minutes left.
But this is very passive at knight d2. I mean, he's keeping rooks on the board, but that should be in Magnus's favor, who can double on the b-file on the second rank.
Quite annoying. 100%.
c6, and there he goes.
Nothing. He doubles everything. Defends. h3, g4, king g3.
But now Magnus might milk the clock. There's nothing white can do here. Black's even better. So he's just going to keep shuffling back and forth and try to provoke a mistake from white.
Yeah, there's no knight e4. I'm trying to get the knight over to h5. It's taking a little long to do that.
Or, okay, they're shuffling. Okay. Knight f3 maybe. Knight f3 and start hopping around. There he goes. Course tricky with the knights.
h4.
Okay, rook d3, good move. If he can get one pair of rooks off, I already prefer white's position. Okay,
Hikaru is
maybe 94. Yeah.
94. Okay. What's the time?
Okay.
10 minutes. All right. We gotta watch the time.
B2. King H4. King H4. The king sits pretty safe there. You see a trade. Okay. Should just be a draw now, but you never know. E4 stopping in a 5 break. Hikaru's gonna go for the win here. He's gonna go for the win.
That's so crazy.
Objectively, it's all a draw. Take.
Yeah, exactly. 1992. Nope, doesn't work. Pawn's hanging. What do we do? King F4.
King F4.
King H.
He's got to pass pawn though, so he's gonna try to use it somehow here. 92. King G3 back. Check.
4 King G5.
H4.
King H6.
Rook F3. Setting up some tactics. King back.
E6 is hanging. E6 is hanging. Oh, F6.
Yeah, but it's all just a draw.
Yikes! Yeah, it's draw.
So he doesn't want it. He doesn't want it.
Everything draw.
King E3. But I mean, what is he gonna do? F5. I think eventually you're just gonna have to take the draw, right? I mean, but he says no. I don't know, James. I mean, he could also risk losing here, but 10 seconds for Magnus. Bishop D7.
It's possible. Maybe I can. Oh, I can't walk the king up. Well,
maybe just sit.
I have to move the knight, right? Okay, sit. Rook F2.
But just check. Rook F3. I think it's just a draw.
Yikes. Yeah,
just take the draw and move on. I think. Rook F1.
I'm crazy.
Okay, and there we have it. Okay,
that was scary at the end there.
And there's still time for a comeback. There's still 9 minutes on the clock. He's playing with the black pieces now. So let's see what he's going to do. Again, we have these, these reload passes with a D6 and bishop. Okay, F6. Now, not a big fan of that one. You're blocking your own bishop.
F6.
Castle.
We're going to play F5 at some point. Maybe not anymore. Take with the F pawn, probably. I think with the knight. Knight was very interesting.
H3, stopping this. H6 is going to go G5 and knight G6 or G5. This is Hikaru's position. Let's go. G4.
Let's go. Send it. Send it, chat.
Send it.
Send it. Here we go. Here we go. This is what we want right
knight
here.
D4, knight G6. He needs to come back here. Knight D4. Let's go. Knight D4. Force the trade. Knight G6. He's sacking a pawn, but I'm not buying it. Take. Well, I can just take. There's knight H4 though. It's tricky.
I was looking at knight H4 myself. I did like the knight H4 move. Do we sack?
C5?
Hold on, big dog. I promise you I will sack everything on F3. I promise you it's coming. I will sack everything on F3. But
Magnus can just snap it off.
Takes. Should I defend?
Queen F6 maybe. Set up the sacrifice. Queen E8 instead. Okay. It's all looking a little bit loose over here on the king side. Queen G. Oh, the rook is hanging, by the way.
Yeah, I'm about to say I feel a little loose too after that move. Rook B8. Takes. He's just taking all my pawns, bro. Chill. Dang. Take. Check. There's nothing. Oh, that was
okay. Maybe rook F6 instead.
Yeah, now I have to defend. Unbelievable. How did he defend like that?
Rook C7, nice move by Magnus. Queen G6. Setting up some tactics, but Magnus can just bring the queen back, and you don't quite have enough firepower. Maybe rook B2. Okay, setting up a lot of threats here. Just take the pawn. Take it. It's an important pawn. Take it. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Gets even now.
Might be okay. May have a D5 rook A3 coming at some point. He might try it, but that takes a lot. Brings the rook back around.
Yeah, knight H4, Queen G5 or Queen H5. Okay, knight D3.
Whoa, nothing. I have nothing.
Rook F7, offering the trade of rooks. B3. We just trade. The rook is hanging. What is he gonna do? Gotta move. Bishop B7. Okay, hitting the knight. How do you deal with that? The knight's kind of trapped over here.
Well, he doesn't have to move it yet because rook F7.
The rook is hanging, yeah. But he can also go rook AF8. So rook F8 is his idea.
So maybe
in 20 seconds for Magnus. Send in that energy. Rook somewhere, here or here. Both look good. Rook F8. Take and take.
Oh, he missed it. I'm so glad. Okay.
Down by Magnus.
Very logical move. I don't know what to do here. Bishop F3. I don't know. I don't have any time, Bach.
Rook E8, that looks so passive. Queen B5. Rook G7 only move here. He finds it, defending the rook. Okay.
Bishop H. I don't know. Butterfly.
Gotta move.
Seconds.
Takes. But check. Is it enough? The king just runs. He hangs the bishop.
Rook takes E7. Oh my.
But there's check in here. It's not over 10 seconds for Magnus. He takes check.
Takes.
King E2.
You have to take on G2.
But Queen D3. Queen D3 defends everything.
I'm almost to my
Oh, you got to trade Queen G4, but it's all Queen E3. This one is gone. Rook F4 though.
Bro, come on.
6 seconds. Rook F8. He's hanging on.
Can we catch a break? Dang, Jet. Dang.
And he resigned. Very up and down game.
Oh, that's it, chat.
He needs to win quickly here. There's still time for a win, and then you can start that last game with enough time left.
Yeah, it's only 5 minutes, 30 seconds here, chat. Everybody biting their nails. Everybody send the energy. It's a 2-point match. It's very possible to win. We can do this.
C3, 92. Okay. He needs to win in this game. He's got the white pieces. Again, maybe just go F4 or Queen H5. I like it. I like the aggressive energy. Hikaru looks focused now. What is Magnus going to do? Queen E5. Do not trade those queens. No. F4.
We ain't
send it.
That big dog. Yes,
F4.
Sir.
No. Just send it with F4.
I'm a fan.
Knight of 3.
Bishop C2.
C2.
There we go.
Okay, Bishop C1.
C1, yeah. B1 as well. H4
okay, he's pushing the H pawn.
Aggressive.
But it feels like he's a little bit too reserved. I don't know why he didn't just push the F pawn up the board. Okay, he goes H5.
I can feel that.
Bishop 6 by Magnus. 94. He's okay planning. But D5, great central break by Magnus there. Maybe okay. Rook G3. I like it. Setting up some tactics. Come on, we can still do this.
We can do it anyway. King H8 takes. Queen D2. Bishop G7 is not there yet. It's close. We're trying.
But maybe taking like Queen D3 at the right moment could be necessary. Take, send it. Maybe just move the bishop back.
Yeah.
Keep the tension.
The crib there, and H6 maybe possible.
Yeah.
Bishop C1
but
played.
E3 would be great break for Magnus.
Stupid.
Because you cannot take.
Such a stupid.
But you can take with the bishop though. But then
I give the bishop up, which is the whole idea.
Oh, what is
you
that?
doing? You have lost your absolute. Okay. We got something here. We got to.
But maybe just take an E4, and continue the attack. I like it. Take it.
Yeah,
take it.
Take on E4.
There we go.
There it is. He's like, all right, take.
Take it.
Oh, some 96.
Queen H7 is coming.
Queen
H7. H6.
H6. Okay.
He's gonna sack. He's gonna sack.
Exactly. You have to. Maybe Rook G6.
Keep the queens on or push.
Anyway.
Where's the window?
H7 takes check. No, that's not enough yet.
Where's the window after G6? Queen B7. Queen B7. That's the game. That's the game, right? I mean, wait, Rook D7. How exactly?
Take on.
Wait, take and King H2.
Exactly.
Taking King H2. Yeah.
Exactly.
Go for it. Knight of 5.
Ooh,
okay. No, but the game goes on. Queen takes H7. The game goes on. He's winning, but
he missed that.
Magnus can take.
7. Yeah,
Wait,
Bishop
what?
A3. Bishop A3. Bishop A3. Bishop A3.
Or just queen. Magnus bleeding the clock here. Let's go. This is what we need. This is what we need.
With one more to go.
One more
to go, baby. Let's go.
Look at the head up.
Yep. Must-win situation. We gotta win this game. We gotta win this game, chat. Come on. Breathe.
G6.
Energy up, chat. We gotta win this game. That's it. We gotta win.
This opening is quite risky though. White can go for a very quick H4, H5 push, but Hikaru goes H6. He doesn't want a castle, but this is not a good opening, James. Bishop B6. If you can go for queenside castles.
You're right. You are right, bro. There is no other way to put that. 100%. 100% agree with you. I would take with the B pawn just because I open a B file, right? Yeah, it's a gross opening, but it is gross opportunity here. It calls for a gross opportunity for what we need to do.
Yeah, King B8 and Sid are like 97. It's not looking good, but he's up on the clock. King B8. He just has to keep this game going and hope for chances when Magnus gets low on time.
Yes, we have to move quickly. Look how much time he's not used. In fact, I mean, like he's up a lot of time here. Maybe 10, 12 seconds. Okay, now it's diminishing as we speak. But
Bishop F2 was a nasty move. Bishop H4.
Yikes.
We take or like a 5 or 94 going after the bishop pair.
40.
Knight of 6. Okay, take.
Takes.
And Queen E6. Let's go. That's what we need.
Let's go, chat. Let's go.
Let's go. He's up a pawn. He needs to win this game to take this one to overtime.
It's not. Yeah.
Go. Come on. Queen B5. Good move.
He needs this.
Just expand over here. Trading the queens is fine. Keeping them on is fine as well. Queen A5. Good move.
Very strong. Very strong.
You can trade. It's fine. I know he's reluctant to go into an endgame against Magnus.
I'm watching the clock too.
What is King A8?
Almost.
Okay.
He wants to go C5 at some point. C5, C4.
H5, great move by Magnus. He takes it. Okay, the queen swings back. Go B6, King B7. Come on. Come on. A5 also fine.
Okay. Now
B6.
C5.
Yeah.
B6. Okay. C5.
C5. Good move.
There it is.
Okay. A4 is coming. A4. Open up the queen side. Let's go. Let's go. And there we go. Takes. And King B7.
Under a minute. This matters.
or just
Queen
defend
B7.
this. Queen C6 also fine. King B7, he's
Takes.
sacking the pawn, going all in on the attack.
Yeah, you have to go
Rook A8, Rook A8, there we go.
There's a check in Queen
And
E6. Check first, Queen E6.
Take. Queen F1 threatening checkmate over here, kinda.
Nasty, kinda.
Where's the win, though?
Check, Queen D1, right? And then King E3, Rook E2. Oh, but that's not made yet. King F4. Jesus, where is the
There's
mate?
gotta be.
Where is the mate?
I don't know. He's gonna show us now.
What? Oh, that's not it. Oh my God, no.
But Magnus blunders. Check and here. No.
Oh my
Rook
goodness.
B6 is winning. Rook B6 is winning. Rook B6 is match over. He doesn't find a King C6. Rook C5.
Rook C5.
Oh no, Rook C7.
Oh my goodness.
And Magnus at least has a draw here. No, this is the match. Hikaru had it. He had made. Oh no.
Moment of silence.
Can't he? He had check, and mate.
And we was going to overtime. We was going to OT.
And he had plenty of time. What was Rook A1? Apparently this wins. So check.
No, I saw this, right? Queen D1, King E3, I don't know where to go. Rook E2, King
F4.
Rook E2, King F4.
This.
Oh, I ain't see that. Yeah, I stopped calculating after Rook King F4. Jeez.
What a match.
Wow.
What a match. But in the end, Magnus wins.
By one game, guys. By one game. It is that close. It is that close between them two. Amazing.
Yeah. What a match. What a match. You don't make this up. It always goes down to the wire between these two.
Yeah. What a match, guys. Hikaru was up, what, 3 at one point? He was up 3 games.
Yes, Hikaru was up by 3. He was up by 3 in the 3+1 portion.
He was working them, and then he was also down by 2 to start. Wow, chat. Wow. I know you guys are just as excited. A little disappointing, obviously, but I'm sure Hikaru had fun. You know, he had a great time. Played Magnus, lost by 1. You know what I mean? Only other person to win it is Magnus, so.
Anyway, with all that being said and done, we are going to go on a final break. Do not go anywhere. We're probably going to try to catch the interviews on the Chess.com stream, and then we will try to get Hikaru here for an interview. But don't go anywhere. We will be back in just a few.
Magnus Carlsen is the 2023 Speed Chess Champion after a 5-year period in which Hikaru Nakamura instituted hegemony over the SEC. Magnus reprises his victory from 2016 and 2017, and he is the SEC champion once more. Magnus joins us in the studio for an interview. First question, Magnus. When that final game ended, I guess 2 questions. Were you aware that that was going to be the final game of the match? And second, how would you characterize the emotions that flow through your mind when the match ended?
Yeah, I was just I realized, like, towards the end of the penultimate game that if the next game would very likely be the last. So at least if it was not a very short game, I mean, after I blundered the pawn on A2, after that I couldn't keep control at all, and I mean, I thought I was lost for sure, and then I just gave a check, and I realized only like after giving the check that, well, it looks like I have a perpetual now, or at least a perpetual. So yeah, that was a bit lucky. Like, mentally, a few moves before, I was thinking that this is going to be we're going to be here for another half an hour, yeah, I was just so happy, so relieved that that I found that shot and that I managed to finish the match off eventually.
Well, Magnus, I mean, congratulations from me as well. What a match. I think a theme that we were noticing throughout the match, I don't know if you felt this way as well, but when Hikaru was just kind of throwing caution to the wind and just attacking your king straight up. Those were the games that he was finding a lot of success. Is that something that you noticed over the match, that when he just sort of went all out for these crazy attacks, that they were just working?
Yeah, I actually think he sort of could have done that even earlier, because I was not in good shape today. I mean, I could feel it. I could feel it at the start. I could feel it before the start, really the whole day, that I was not going to be anywhere near the level that I was against Wesley. And I did feel very lucky that he wasn't really trying harder to punish me at the start. And when he eventually started to win games, then I was just thinking that, this is, I mean, I didn't think that I was in any kind of shape to withstand the pressure. And we went into the break in the 3-1. He just I think then he just won that Berlin ending where I was much better. Then he found some very good resources to stay afloat, and somehow I managed to lose instead of draw towards the end. In general, I would say that I was not keeping my head calm whatsoever in scrambles, which was also a problem. I don't think he was great in scrambles either today, but that's usually a good indication of whether your brain is working. And mine would just shut off during scrambles, while, for instance, against Wesley, I would still sort of be thinking and coming up with decent moves.
Magnus, hearkening back to the moment after you got off to the 4.5 half start in the 3+1, you were down by 3 going into the break. What specific adjustments did you make during the break? Because it seemed like your play looked a little bit different. It seemed like you made some adjustments in order to tie the match going into the bullet. What did you tell yourself, and how did you set yourself up mentally to make that comeback in the 3+1 segment?
Yeah, I mean, I started to check the games a bit that I'd lost, and then I thought, yeah, that's in the past. That's fine. Also, I thought that, yeah, my mind was heating, so I should change to something a little bit lighter. I had a banana, and also I think not a carrot this time, actually. But I just thought that even though, I mean, I was losing games, like he was just completely crushing me at that point. I did feel that, I mean, from last year and from the Bullet Championship this year, that I know that I could come back from reasonable deficits. So I knew that it was all about whether my brain could start working. Like if my brain could start working at some point, I knew I would have some kind of chance. Yeah, I mean, I got a much needed win with Black the next game. I mean, in terms of whether I changed anything, like I was messing around with both like Sicilians and E5, and I thought I was getting decent positions in general. So it was just a matter of taste, really.
Well, Magnus, taking a step back and just thinking about what this result means overall, I mean, can you speak about what it means to you, winning the SEC and, of course, doing it against Hikaru? You guys have had such a rivalry. It's literally only been you two that win the SEC. So, I mean, what does it mean to you to win the event again and reclaim that, and also against Hikaru, who's such a competitor for you?
So, I mean, my goal for this season, also for the last 2 seasons, has been very clear. To sort of, in a major way, sort of reestablish the pecking order when it comes to speed chess, and to be honest, I failed miserably in that, like losing to like very even matches against Hikaru and Maxim, and winning one by 1 point. So yeah, as I said, I didn't feel good like going into today, but still I'm not at all satisfied with my performance. I feel that I can do I can do a lot better, and I do feel that if I'd played the way that I played against Wesley, then this wouldn't have been close. So in that sense, I'm happy to get the win, but winning should be like I should win most of the time. So so yeah, obviously, like when you played such a match, it feels so much better to win than to lose. So I'm happy and relieved about that, but I still haven't managed to achieve my goal really in the Speed Chess Championship, which I did the first two years. So I think there's still definite history to be written there.
Well, that history will continue next year. Magnus, speaking of history, I think this is a great segue to a few chat questions before we let you take your well-deserved rest. A question from Bobin TV. Which young player, Magnus, do you see becoming as good as your Hikaru in the SCC in the future? Keeping in mind the blitz time controls and keeping in mind all of the young talents who are terrorizing the classical field these days.
I think I mean, the answer is pretty obvious that it's Alireza Firouzja. He has clearly the highest potential. To be honest, I thought at this point that he would be, if not quite at the same level, then very, very close. And actually, when you mention these young players and I mentioned Alireza, my feelings like today remind me a little bit of 2020 when I lost the Banter Blitz Cup final to Alireza, also in a very even match. I did play him like a few weeks later in the Magnus Invitational in Rapid, and I won a very, very close match there, and that didn't satisfy me at all. I had some of the same feelings still, that the only thing that would sort of count as revenge for me was a decisive victory, and I couldn't get that. But no, I think Alireza clearly has the highest potential. Nihal is very strong. I'm sure he can improve as well. As for the other kids, would be interesting to see in a couple of years if Prague could be a contender in this format of the Satorov as well. Who knows? But for the moment, Alireza is a little bit away, and the others are far away.
Well, continuing with the chat questions, Magnus, and bringing us back to the match a little bit, I admit I wanted to know the answer to this as well, but we have a chat question from Robert Balaji who says, Magnus, was it the change of shirts that brought you back in the game? Because, whether or not it was intentional, you changed your shirt and you came in and won a bunch of games in a row and got right back in the match.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it helped that it cooled me down a little bit, just wearing something lighter, as I spoke about earlier. And I guess I made +4 with this shirt and -3 with the other. So the result sort of speaks for itself.
Well, Magnus, final question before we let you go. Any overall reflections from this year's SCC, and how much are you looking forward to next year's edition? Can we sign you up preemptively?
Yeah, I can just repeat what I said earlier, that I'm happy to win. It's better to win than to lose, but I'm not satisfied. So I'm gonna be back and hoping to establish the dominance that I think I can.
Well, Magnus, we always appreciate your insight. We appreciate the effort, and we definitely appreciated this incredible match. Congratulations on the Speed Chess Championship, and we can't wait to see what you will bring to the table next year.
Congrats, Magnus.
Thank you, guys. Always appreciate you as well.
Well, we are back with Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura. Fortunately, he came up short in the SCC final, but it was an amazing performance nonetheless in this match, as well as in the SCC overall. Hikaru, we really appreciate you joining us for an interview. We won't keep you too long. Could you start by sharing your overall reflections on that final segment of the match?
You mean the 1+1 or the final game?
The one, well, perhaps both.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I mean, first things first. I think in the bullet portion, it started off quite well for me. I won the first game, but in the next couple of games, I didn't really get positions where I felt like the flow of the moves didn't seem super easy for me. And Magnus used his time extremely well. So, I mean, he built this advantage. Then at the end, I was able to win the second to last game. And this last game, unfortunately, I didn't use my time. I had like 30 seconds, I guess, at the end. But, we were both moving so fast there that I wasn't able to stop myself. And Magnus found this great double rook sacrifice, to save the game. And it's what it is. But it was extremely close. And I think considering the start, I'm pretty happy with the match overall.
And Hikaru, I mean, I'm sure that most of us know the answer to this, but this is obviously just not another match for you. I mean, the chance to compete against Magnus in the SCC finals, I think everyone basically predicted that would be the case. But when you go up against Magnus in the final like this, I mean, what does it mean to you competing against him, and obviously a chance to, change the lifetime score? Magnus was speaking about that. I'm not sure if you were listening to the interview as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I think to look at the match as a whole, it was very close. There were probably two moments when the match probably could have gone either way. I mean, in a big direction. I would say that at the start, I don't think either of us were super great. Definitely in scrambles, we weren't playing well. But Magnus did start off very fast. And there was this critical game. I don't remember which game it was, but he was up by 2 or 3, and then he had this mouse slip. Then I didn't take the piece, and then we ended up in this very long rook and bishop versus rook game. And, I think if Magnus had saved this game, there's a very good chance it could have gone completely in his direction. And then the other moment was when I was up by 3 after the break. I basically just had a sort of I don't know if you want to call it a brain slip or a hand slip, where I put the bishop on b5 instead of going to c4 like I'd been doing the whole match after he played knight 6 on move 2. And I wasn't really able to reel it back in that game. And I think if in that game I had just played bishop c4 and what I was playing throughout the match, I think there's a very good chance I could have run away with it. But those are really the only two moments when I think it could have gone bigly in either direction. After that, I think it was a dogfight. And I mean, it was very close. So, I think Magnus said he wasn't happy with his play. I actually wasn't super happy with my play throughout the match either, but, it is what it is.
Hikaru, your rivalry with Magnus Carlsen is now extended to the better part of a decade. If you had to compare the sort of stereotypical Nakamura-Carlsen match from 2016 and take one from 2022 or 2023, how do you feel that your and Magnus's styles and approach, particularly to blitz and bullet, have changed over the years?
Well, I mean, first things first, for all the morons in chat who are busy saying stupid things, they'll be happy to hear me say this. But, what I would say first and foremost is that, frankly, it was not a rivalry until probably the pandemic, if I'm being completely honest. I mean, Magnus had a great score against me. He won pretty much every match, I would say, that we played. Like, he won the SEC in 2016 and 2017. So, Magnus just had a great score against me. So I think saying it's a rivalry is a little bit sort of questionable, because it was very, very one-sided. But certainly since the pandemic began, I've done a lot better overall against him. And so I think it's fair to say that now it is pretty close to a rivalry, because it's like, even today, if you were to take this match after the first few games and go back 5 years, I would have completely folded and lost this match. And it would have been a complete disaster. So, I'm really happy with the way that I played against Magnus. Obviously today, he was just simply a little bit better at the critical moments, but, I had my chances. And I think when you're playing against, whether you want to call Magnus the greatest or second greatest, all that whole debate, he is one of the 2 best players of all time. And the fact that I'm able to compete with him, I'm very happy.
Yeah, well, Hikaru. Obviously, this match didn't go the way you wanted, but I guess I was just gonna ask you if you had any final thoughts about the match overall, or anything else you wanted to say here, because appreciate you coming on for an interview.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple things. I mean, the first thing that I would say is, there are all these people who think they seem to realize that times don't change, people don't change. And, like, if this had been a match like maybe like 5-6 years ago, I'd probably be very, very upset right now, honestly. But the fact that it was so close, all things considered, I'm very happy. I guess my only regret is I wish I could have flipped the Bullet Chess Championship in this event. Like, I would have preferred to have lost that and won the SEC rather than the other way around. But nonetheless, I'm just very happy that I'm competitive with Magnus overall. And it's been a lot of fun playing the SEC. I mean, I guess like the only thing that I find a little bit just disheartening or disappointing is it feels like he's the only other player where it's really, really close. It seems like whenever he or I play other players in the SEC, it turns into these very ugly one-sided matches. So that's the only thing. Perhaps I wish like some other players would come up and be in the matches. But overall, like, again, for the match to be so close, I mean, literally one game to be the differential, I could have gone either way. And I mean, I suspect when we have some fun matchups coming up in the near future, it'll be pretty hyped as well.
Well, Hikaru, I think I speak for all of us when I say that you gave us 3 hours of unforgettable entertainment, and obviously a new page and a new chapter is still remaining to be written in your affair against Magnus Carlsen. We look forward to that new chapter, and we really, really appreciate you coming on to share your thoughts.
No problem, you guys. Have a good one.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Speed Chess Championship. We got Hikaru here. Hikaru, we appreciate you for joining. What are your initial thoughts after this match?
Yeah, I mean, this match was very, very close. It was a lot of fun. I mean, I think at the start, I definitely wasn't feeling very good about things after the first couple of games. I mean, I even when Magnus blundered very early, he had this magic fortress with the rook and the bishop. So the start was not very good. But then when Magnus had this mouse slip, I think rook e3 or rook e4, or was it rook f? I don't know which file the rook was on. But when he had this mouse slip, then I won this very long rook and bishop versus rook end game. I started to feel a lot better about things, and it started kind of going my way, I would say, after that. It was a very, very, very close match. Perhaps for me, like, my big regret was in the in the game after the break, the 3+1. I just put the bishop on the wrong square. I went bishop b5 instead of bishop c4, which was my intention. And I felt like in general, when I played the bishop c4 line, I got pretty good positions overall. And it just, after that, I mean, Magnus was able to claw his way back in. Maybe the last game of the 3+1 I could have drawn, but it was always very, very sketchy. So there were a couple of moments there where it could have been very close, but overall, I think what I would say is just it really came down to a couple of games, couple of moments, really. And Magnus was able to use his time just a little bit better, I would say, in the bullet portion specifically. He was able to think at critical moments. And, I had 30 seconds when I played Queen F1. And I think if I'd realized, if I'd sort of been in the moment a little bit more, could have like slowed down, I think there was a very good chance I would have just taken on F5 and played Bishop B3 and won the game. But, it's what it is. And if that's really going to be the difference between being in a tied match and potentially winning versus losing against Magnus, like, I'll take that every day of the week.
Well, congrats, of course, making it this far and like being known who you are. Obviously, 5-time SEC champ. Didn't work this time. One game, right? Anything can happen. You guys got so many games together. How do you prep for this? So it's really like, obviously, he's going to play this, he's going to play that. Like, what's the prep like?
I didn't really do I didn't really do any specific prep, but I looked very briefly at this bishop c4 line. But that was pretty much it. So that was the only thing, was I had looked at this bishop c4 in case he played still, and that was it, basically, because I just figured just play the match. I mean, it's tricky because on one hand, you probably should prepare. On the other hand, it feels like it's borderline between like fun and serious and all that other stuff. So, but I just looked very briefly at that, and that's all I did. So yeah, it's what it is, certainly. But again, I mean, as I've said before, when I compare a lot of the matches in the past or games in the past, like, it's been very one-sided, and I definitely held my own today. So I'm very happy with the way that I played. And I saw someone in chat actually ask a question, and like, I mean, obviously it doesn't make a difference to the result, but basically, I think when I was ahead by one game or something as I started the game, basically in the Zoom call, they stopped the recording or something. So it was very loud, like recording stopped. And they said like recording started or something like that because I saw someone did ask that question about what the distraction was. Because basically Zoom call, I guess someone messed up and hit stop recording and then they hit start recording. And that I heard that on my phone. I was like, what's going on? To answer that question. But yeah, overall, I mean, this match could have gone either way. As I said, the two moments when it could have probably gotten out of control were when Magnus made the mouse slip. If he had saved that easy rook and knight and 2 versus rook bishop 2, that would have been, he probably would have run away with the match. And likewise, when I was up 3 in that game after the break, if I had played bishop c4 like I intended to, I think there's a good chance I would have run away with the match. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's what it is. And I think the fact that it was so close, you know, I'm very happy with the result. Maybe the play, not so much, but the result definitely I'm happy with.
Right, and Hikaru, we saw that in the 5+1 portion. At some point, you were down 2 games. What did you tell yourself to right the ship at that moment?
Well, I mean, I think I got lucky. You made a mouse flip with like rookie 3 or whatever it was. But, you know, I think aside from that, the fact is the matches are very long. You know, it's easy to forget that. But, you know, it's 90 minutes of 5, 160 of 3+1, and 30 of 1+1. So it's a very long match overall. And I think certainly with so much time, the fact that I am very good at bullet, I always feel like I can come back. And I think also even beside that, one of the reasons that I feel like a lot of players kind of fall apart in this format is because they know they don't have a chance in the bullet against Magnus or myself. So like when you look at like the Wesley match or even like the Fabiano's match against me, I felt like when they were down like 2 or 3, it's like they started kind of like over pressing. They started like losing hope and just going all in because they knew that in the bullet they wouldn't be able to keep up with us. And so that's what I felt like was very much that that's the biggest thing is that I know that I always have a chance in bullet. So it's kind of a little bit easier to reel it back in and play and just keep playing.
So, of course, you said no real like prep. You looked at a few lines and stuff like that. But that could be different from strategy. Of course, going in here with Magnus and you've seen playing the other games, he was playing A3 and H3s against everybody. But here we obviously saw some real good chess here, right? Of course, some real openings.
I guess you guys want me to give the answer, but I mean, I'll just say it. Like Magnus is just much better. Like if I did that against him, I'd lose probably every game almost. And of course, if he did, he'd probably lose a lot of games too. And in a match like this, like it's kind of stupid. And you know, I actually did try it against Maxime in one of the games. I just got blown away. So obviously, there was that was never going to be happening in this match. But I think overall it was a great match for the fans. And certainly I guess I have to play Magnus on Monday of all things as well. So that'll be that's going to be pretty funny as well, to be honest, but it's all good.
Right. And yeah, no, we watched an amazing match here. And of course, we're looking forward to more amazing matches. And you were saying that earlier in your career, you were struggling against Magnus. What have you done or what has changed over the years that makes you more competitive with him?
I mean, I think the simple answer is I'm not afraid of Magnus anymore. And afraid maybe is the wrong word to use, but it's like there's a certain psychological advantage that he has over pretty much everybody he plays against. I think at the end of the day, it's because obviously he's the best player in the world. He's been the world champion. I mean, I guess technically he's not the world champion now, but you know, regardless of what you want to say, he's the best player in the world. I think for a lot of top players, they basically, it's like you worry about playing against Magnus, you worry about the result and all these sorts of things. And of course, as a pro player, if you get steamrolled by Magnus, it's very bad for the mental part of the game because it's like, okay, I just got killed by him. Like, what am I even playing for? And I think certainly for me, the biggest difference is that, I mean, I don't want to be cliche and say I don't care, but basically at the end of the day, I'm not really worried about the outcome. I just try to play my best and be competitive. And I think the fact that it's really just essentially like I feel like I'm playing with house money. Like essentially, I feel like now if I play Magnus and lose to him, like that's expected result. Obviously, I'm a streamer first. I'm not a pro player anymore. I don't study every day like I used to. So I feel like I'm essentially playing with house money where if I lose, okay, that's fine. Like whatever, it happens. It's, you know, this is not how I derive my income. I'm not like, I don't have these world championship aspirations. If I get there, I get there, but that's not my goal. Whereas in the past, that was exactly the aspiration. So when you're playing Magnus, you feel like you're playing the world champion. You feel like you have to do something special. You have to beat him, and things kind of go wrong. And I think he's very good at using that against a lot of the top players, making them just feel kind of hopeless about everything. But for me, because it's not my focus, I can just show up, play as well as play to the best of my ability, I guess I should say, and it seems to be working out because I think more than anything, I don't have this like mental issue that pretty much everybody frankly has with Magnus, where you make blunders, you miss moves, all these sorts of things. I mean, I still sometimes do it, but it's not to the same degree at all.
I think streaming definitely helps a lot for you. Being a streamer first, streaming so much content you putting out, seeing so much of the board. Definitely.
Yeah, I think what I would add also on that note that I think a lot of people tend to forget is that that's the other thing. Like, you know, when I play Magnus or in the past, so I play Magnus and like I would like lose to him. It's just like there's no interaction, there's no community, there's none of this stuff. And now, of course, when I play against him, I mean, like even now in this match where I lost by 1 point, like it's just not that big of a deal. A lot of people enjoyed the match. I think it was very, very hyped for the fans, and so there's much more to it than it simply being like a one-off game or, you know, one-off match or all that other stuff. And so I think that makes a massive difference in terms of my ability of play, and you know, it's what it is. But I think it was a very close match, and you know, Magnus a little bit better at the critical moments, and he won this time. But you know, I won the Bullet Chess Championship, so it's like I mean, the only thing is, as I said, I would have much preferred if the order could have been flipped. I would have much preferred to have won this and lost the Bullet Chess Championship than have the order reversed. But you know, it's what it is, and everything's to happen for a reason.
It is what it is.
Yeah, we had a great time watching this match, Hikaru. And I just wanted to ask two final questions. At some point, you turned a 2-point deficit into a 3-point lead. Did you feel like Magnus was perhaps a little bit tilted at that point? And also, what are you going to do to play to the best of your ability on Monday?
Yeah, I mean, I think Magnus was maybe a little bit tilted, but I think it's just that he was moving too fast. He was like the flow of his moves, he was like too fast or too slow. And actually at the start of the match, I was basically too slow. Like in the first couple of games, I was way too slow, and then I got low on time, and I couldn't find the right moves for the most part. And so I think the flow of like slow versus fast is very, very critical to show whether you're in form or not in form. I think Magnus actually mentioned this as well, where if you're getting low on time and you're finding a lot of good moves, it's a clear sign that you're on form. But if you aren't, it's a clear sign that you aren't on form. So that's the first thing. And then the other one was what, as far as Monday?
Yeah.
Was that the question? Yeah, as far as Monday goes, I mean, obviously, I'll do some preparation for that match. It's gonna be it's hard though, because after the match today, like it's hard to find that motivation. Also, because frankly, as far as the Chess Champion Tour goes, as far as the Chess Champions Tour goes, I'm already qualified for the final, so it doesn't have the same feel to it. Like if I wasn't qualified, it would maybe be a little bit different. But since I'm already qualified for the final in December, it's kind of a little bit difficult to find the motivation. But certainly, I would say that playing against Magnus is always a lot of fun. It's much more fun than playing against anybody else. And you know, again, I don't want to be like disrespectful towards other players, but I really do feel like in a lot of these formats, Magnus is the only player where I feel like I can't take liberties and get away with things. Whereas against pretty much everyone else, I feel like I can do like A6 or H6 or all kinds of silly nonsense and still find my way through. But against Magnus, of course, I would just get steamrolled if I ever did that. So, yeah, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll probably look at a few things and go from there. But most importantly, I'm just happy that I'm competitive. I'm happy that even if it feels like it's 10 years too late, frankly, I'm able to actually compete on an even playing field with Magnus. And for me, that actually means a lot. Because that is, like, if I look at my career, like in general, as a pro player, if I look at the things that, like, the regrets I have, one of the biggest ones was the candidates. But then, of course, I had a very good result last time to get rid of that. But certainly all the years of just like, all the years of losing to Magnus, definitely like they left a mark. But you know, even if it feels like it's 10 years too late, at least I can compete with Magnus on an even playing field now.
Beautiful.
All right, so, James, do you have any last questions for Hikaru?
No, that's it, man. The chat loved it. Of course, it was great. It was an epic match. Of course, one game match is really just you and him. That's it. Nobody else. So epic match.
Yeah, you know, actually, I was going to add one. I was going to add one last thing. Also, is like, again, I don't want to be disrespectful towards the other players, but honestly, in this SEC, I mean, with the exception of this match, I literally I was just showing up. I didn't care. Like if I lost the match, I lost the match. But this is the only match where like I actually tried to have some sort of schedule, some sort of routine going into it, as opposed to just showing up and just kind of not caring at all. It's like the only match which like I was able to make a bit of a joke. It's the only match I was really able to get up for.
Right, very strong, and it was definitely a get up for the chat, as we loved it. I mean, it was amazing to watch, and we learned some things from you guys today. So it was a pleasure.
Yeah,
see, and
yeah.
see you next year too, bro. Doing
Yeah,
it
and
again,
actually,
come back
can I add
strong.
one? I want to add one last thing too, just
Yeah,
the
bro.
very, very last little bit. But the last thing I did want to add is like the difference between 1+1 and 1+0 was really, really highlighted, I would say. At sort of a couple moments, like Magnus was very good, and I would say this is why when Magnus makes that comment that we're just better at chess, like that's what he means. Is like there's certain moments when you intuitively can sense when you're supposed to stop and think, and Magnus was able to do that very well in the bolt. There were a couple times I did that too, and then unfortunately this final game I wasn't able to stop myself.
Yeah.
But still, that is kind of that is the very, very, like, it's very nuanced, but the difference between 1-0 and 1+1, and also the difference in like sort of the natural ability and the feel for the game is that it's sort of you can sense when to stop and think, and it's very hard to do. But I think Magnus does it very well. I think I do it very well, and that's actually the biggest difference between 1+1 and 1+0. So yeah, it's what it is.
And we saw amazing chess by both of you today. And Hikaru, we don't want to keep you too much longer. We want you to enjoy your evening. Do you have any last words for all the fans who are here in the chat, sending in their energy and cheering you on?
I mean, I'm really happy that it was a competitive match. That it was close. As I've said before, I think Magnus generally beats everybody by very big margins. So the fact that this match came down to one game, and the fact that it really could have gone either way. I'm not really that disappointed, contrary to what, a lot of people in the other chat were saying. So yeah, it was a lot of fun though. And I think this format is great. It's just sad that it feels like if I'm not playing Magnus or Magnus isn't playing me, it seems like we're on another planet, frankly, as far as this SEC format goes.
Right. And Hikaru, I've got one more question. Will you do a recap of some of the close games?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be hard to do a recap. There's so many great games, but I'll do a recap of probably this final game as well as one of the earlier games, or maybe two earlier games. We'll see, but I think I'll do a recap and go from there. But I think that's the main thing about it is, yeah. I mean, I'm not upset. It's all content. It's all great. And as I've said many times in the last couple of years, when I play matches like this, I do feel like I'm playing with house money. There's so many people out there who just think that I'm making it up. I think they think that I still think I'm a pro chess player. I have these ambitions. I mean, as the famous former president George H.W. Bush would say, he's like, read my lips, no new taxes. I would say the same thing, like, read my lips, I'm a streamer first, and I just try to be competitive. And if I'm competitive, that's great. If I'm not, that's how it goes. But that's really my whole philosophy. And it's just a lot of fun to play.
All right. Okay. Well, it was great to hear your thoughts, Hikaru. Again, we hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. We look forward to your recap, and we look even more forward to the match against Magnus on Monday.
Let's go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also just to end, trust me, there will be many more games against Magnus besides just on Monday. So stay tuned for news.
All right. I think on that note, Hikaru, we're just going to wrap up over here. Again, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to what that might mean in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. No worries, you guys. You'll hear about it soon enough.
Yeah.
All right. See you guys.
Have a good one, Hikaru.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Okay, so that was it, everyone. We had Hikaru for an interview, and James, we're just going to wrap up over here. Do you have any final thoughts what we just witnessed today?
Chat, it was a pleasure being with the chat. Always the energy you guys bring. We love you guys. Thanks for vibing and being here with us and bringing that positive energy. Big Bach from every block, Benjamin Bach. Always good to be with Mr. Bach himself. That's been fun. It was great chess, man. Everything was awesome, bro. So it's good times.
Yeah, and it was a great day of chess. Unfortunately, didn't go our way, but that's how it goes. Hikaru will get him back next time. We can count on that. But for now, we're going to wrap up. We wish all of you a great weekend, and we hope to see all of you, during the weekend, but for sure on Monday when Hikaru takes on Magnus in the Champions Chess Tour. We'll see you then.